Alright, let's continue the question 3. Okay, question 3 goes, a contractor builds a rainwater collection system in a shape of a hemispherical tank of radius 2 meters to irrigate a 500 meter squared farm. Now, each square meter of the farm requires 50 liters of water. Determine with mathematical statements if a full tank of water would be sufficient to irrigate the farm. Take pi to be 20/7. So solution. We are told the contractor built the rainwater collection system in the shape of a hemispherical tank, which is half of a sphere. Now, how do you solve this question? Alright, so we need to know what volume is. Now, when we talk about volume is actually the space occupied by matter. So the space that has been occupied by matter. So we have a container. The space occupied by matter is called the volume. Okay. So the space is where the water is going to be contained in. Alright. So you are dealing with a hemispherical tank. Now, we all know that the formula for calculating the sphere is 4/3 pi r cube. Now, we can prove it through some heavy math, differentiation, integration, and stuff to get the 4/3 pi r cube. But when you're solving questions, just use the formula straightforward. So, for a sphere, the volume is calculated as 4/3 pi r cube. So, half of a sphere is called a hemisphere. And that's how the contractor built the rainwater collection system. It is a hemispherical tank. So if I multiply the 4/3 pi r cube by half, I'll come out with 2/3 pi r cube. So that's the volume of a sphere. So in actual ways, peculiar to this question, the volume of the hemispherical tank becomes 2/3 pi r cube. Now the radius, where r is the radius? So the radius has been given as 2 meters. So 2/3 times 20/7 times 2 raised to the power 3, which is 8. If you solve this, you get in fractional term 352/21. In terms of decimals, we're going to get 16.76190476 meters cubed. Alright. So we need to convert. You need to do some conversion from meter cube to liters. So now you should know that every 1 meter cube is actually 1,000 liters. So 352/21 meter cube will give us what in liters. So the volume of water in the hemispherical tank is going to be the 352/21 times the 1,000. So the volume in terms of liters becomes 16,761.90476 liters. Approximately in the nearest liters becomes 16,762 liters. So this is the volume of water in the hemispherical tank. I hope you understand. So that's the volume of water the hemispherical tank can hold. Alright. So now, we also need to know the water requirement for the irrigation of the farm. Now, our entire farm is actually 500 meters squared. And 500 meters squared, for each meter squared, we need 50 liters. For each meter squared, we need 50 liters, which means that if I multiply the 500 by the 50 liters, I'm going to get the volume of water that is required for the irrigation of the farm. And it's going to be 25,000 liters. So in actual sense, we need 25,000 liters to irrigate the farm. But know something, we have only 16,000 we have only 16,762 liters of water in the tank. So the question goes, is a full tank of water sufficient for the irrigation of the farm? Realize that it's no. The total no, because the entire farm requires 25,000 of liters for its irrigation, and the tank only has 16,762 liters. So the volume of water in the tank will not be sufficient. It means our shortfall is going to be what? 25,000 minus our 16,761.90 liters, and it's going to be 8,238.095238 liters. So approximately 8,238 liters. So that's going to be the shortfall. So the statement, the volume of the hemispherical tank is 16,761.90 liters, which represents the maximum volume of water the tank holds for the irrigation of the farm. But 25,000 liters of water is required for the irrigation of the entire farm. So that's our shortfall here. So if I subtract the 16,761.90 liters from the 25,000 liters, we are going to get a shortfall of 8,238.095238 liters, approximately 8,238 liters. So with this, a full tank of water will not be sufficient for the irrigation of the farm. Thus, you will need an approximate liters of 8,238 more of water to complete the irrigation of the farm. Very easy question. Very, very easy. Just need to apply. Thank you.